Hello, and thank you for joining us today in our study of the book of Psalms. Today we're in Psalm 94, and as we examine this psalm, it is going to be a psalm that is going to deal with the righteousness of God, but also the vengeance of God upon the wicked. And so the psalm is going to deal with times of turmoil and adversity when it looks like the wicked are winning. And yet, the emphasis of the psalm, as we're going to see afterwards in our lessons, is going to be about the fact that God remains faithful even in those times. So let's see what the psalmist says in Psalm 94. Beginning in verse 1, we read, O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongs, O God, to whom vengeance belongs, shine forth. Rise up, O Judge of the earth. Render punishment to the proud. Lord, how long will the wicked triumph? They utter speech and speak insolent things. All the workers of iniquity boast in themselves. They break in pieces your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger, and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, The Lord does not see, nor does the God of Jacob understand. Understand, you senseless among the people, and you fools, when will you be wise? He who planted the ear, shall he not hear? He who formed the eye, shall he not see? He who instructs the nations, shall he not correct? He who teaches man knowledge? The Lord knows the thoughts of man, that they are futile. Blessed is the man whom you instruct, O Lord, and teach out of your law, that you may give him rest from the days of adversity, until the pit is dug for the wicked. For the Lord will not cast off his people, nor will he forsake his inheritance, but judgment will return to righteousness, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul would soon have settled in silence. If I say, My foot slips, your mercy, O Lord, will hold me up. In the multitude of my anxieties within me, your comforts delight my soul. Shall the throne of iniquity, which devises evil by law, have fellowship with you? They gather together against the life of the righteous, and condemn innocent blood. But the Lord has been my defense, and my God the rock of my refuge. He has brought on them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. The Lord our God shall cut them off. As you look at Psalm 94, there's a couple of elements, there's a couple of aspects to the things that are being discussed. And I want to briefly look over them with you as we discuss the psalm. The first one is introduced in verse 3. He talks about in the first couple of verses God being the God to whom vengeance belongs. And then he asks this question. He says, How long, O Lord, how long will the wicked triumph? This is a time frame, and we don't know from the intro to the psalm who the author is or what the time period is. But what we do know is this is a time when wicked seems to be winning. When you have the righteous being under great persecution, they're being mistreated, they're being uh, used in such a way that they are not respected for seeking to serve God. And so you have this time in which the wicked appear to be triumphing, and the righteous are in deep trouble because the wicked are making laws that are going to destroy the righteous, as is going to be discussed later on in the psalm. And so you have this period where it looks like God is losing control and everything is falling apart. He says, All the workers of iniquity boast in themselves. Verse 4. They break in pieces your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. Verse 5. And they say, verse 7, that the Lord does not see, the Lord does not understand. See, they believe that God hasn't done anything to this point, and therefore God isn't going to do anything. Either he doesn't see what's going on, or he doesn't care what's going on. And oftentimes that is an easy response to hardships and trials that are taking place. That either God doesn't know or God doesn't care. And that's the attitude that is here. But there's another element to this psalm that is going to come in the mid to latter sections, and that is the fact that God does see, God does care, and God will respond in time. And so, as you look at the latter sections of the psalm, you come to verse 15, and he says, "But judgment will return to righteousness, and all the upright in heart will follow it." He says in verse 14 that the Lord will not cast off his people, nor will he forsake his inheritance. In other words, he's not run away. He's not thrown his people to the side. He is still listening. He is still seeing. He does know what's going on. And the time will come when the judgment of the Lord will return to having the impact over the people. Judgment will return to righteousness. Now, right now, judgment is on the side of the wicked. The wicked are the ones in control, and they're making the rules. But the psalmist says the time will come when the Lord will take back the grip of judgment, and it will return to righteousness, and the upright in heart will follow it. He goes on to talk about the fact that the Lord does continue to stand up for them, and the Lord has been my help. The Lord will watch over me, and his mercy will hold me up, and so on and so forth. And then you get to the end of the psalm, and he talks about the fact that the Lord has been my defense, and my God, the rock of my refuge, and he has brought on them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. There will come a time when judgment will come. And one of the things that we need to understand is that God's timetable isn't always ours. The timetable sometimes is necessary for various reasons. But ultimately, mankind will pay for his wickedness. And those who are ignoring God and refusing to be obedient to God, and those who mock and resist God, will face the time of judgment. And they will have to answer for the things that they do. And so the message of Psalm 94 is that yes, there are going to be times where it appears that wickedness and evil are winning because they are right there in front of us at every turn, and the righteous are being told to close their mouths or to go away, or they're being persecuted. But God is still there. God still sees and he still knows. And the time will come when he will respond. And so these are the things that I see in Psalm 94. I hope that they are beneficial to you. Next time, we'll come back and look at Psalm 95. I hope that you'll join us then. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and I hope you'll join us next time. But until then, have a great day.